Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for January 23rd, 2024, Tuesday, the day after. The country is experiencing a deep thaw out. All 50 states, or all 48, lower 48 states are above freezing at this time. And that is awesome news for the majority of the country after experiencing that huge snowstorm that we had earlier. As you can see on the Texas radar here out of Houston, Texas, there is a line of showers and storms in the south that's passing through Houston, northern Houston suburbs. So if you're coming up I-45, I-35, be very careful. Or I-10 east of San Antonio, be very careful with some of these strong storms here through Huntsville and the Woodlands, and also through Lufkin and East Texas. Deep in East Texas, there's some storms that has significant chances of providing flooding rains for that area there. Even as far north as close to south of Shreveport here, we have flash flood warnings in effect for northwestern Louisiana, Nacogdoches Parish, the Sabine River there, Soto Parish, as well as, like I said, Lufkin, just to the east of Nacogdoches and Lufkin, Texas. There's a flash flood warning in effect for southern Nacogdoches County, southwestern Sabine County, San Augustine County, and south central Shelby County. All this is in eastern Texas. Once again, rainfall rates of 1 and 3 inches have fallen. An additional 1 to 2 inches are possible in this one area. So if you're coming through that area, be very careful here as well. So this is all association with this line of storms here that's coming through. Nothing severe. It's just, heavy rain and those garden variety thunderstorms there that can spring up and drop, 1 or 2 inches an hour type of deal there. So there's something to look out for as well. Now, looking at the national picture here, you can see that we have some storms that are coming through the central part there, that heavy rain that putting the motion near the GFS motion. And you can see those storms in that warmth. Look how the warmth surges all the way into the upper Midwest, the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, into the Northeast. This is awesome news. And it's going to end up being all rain as of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, with only the northern New England getting a little chance of snow, meaning northern Maine and that area out there. But as we continue the long range forecast model here, you can see next week we still have that above average temperatures heading into the first week of February, and there is little chances of snow in some of the Ohio Valley, but nothing really substantial coming through at this point. And now looking at the national radar, you can see that snow shield is pushing further and further north. Chicago and Cleveland earlier this morning reported freezing rain, some freezing drizzle, but nothing substantial. So that was good news compared to the ice storm they had back in Oklahoma and Kansas and Missouri. So that's been awesome news for there. Out west, things are looking much quieter. That's awesome good news for there. It's American Southwest, a few showers up toward Phoenix and Tucson, a much needed rain out there, I'm sure. And then up west in Seattle, they have a clear area, and California's drying out as well, as they've had a lot of flooding in San Diego. Our prayers and thoughts on with those people as well, and some areas east of San Diego and South Valley. But now it's clearing out. That rain has moved on inland, as you can see. And the hazards that we have, courtesy of the National Weather Service and Pivotal Weather here, we have a bunch of dense fog advisories in the middle of the country and also in Great Lakes states. And this has resulted that snow melt and the rain combining to make that misty type of drive possible in the evening and nighttime, as the radiation cooling loses that effect. That snowpack washes away later on this week. That's going to create more dense fog here. So if you're coming up through Oklahoma City, Wichita, Kansas, Omaha, Nebraska, the Quad Cities of Iowa, Davenport, through Rockford, Chicago, or if you're coming along Interstate 65 from Indianapolis up through Kokomo and Fort Wayne and into lower Michigan, southern lower Michigan, you're going to be experiencing that fog tonight as well and into tomorrow morning. So be very careful around that area. Now down south, we have that, like I said, the Mississippi River Valley. We're experiencing those flood warnings and flood watches in effect for that heavy rain that I showed you in eastern Texas and then northwestern Louisiana. That's going to expand up into the Little Rock, Arkansas, over toward Tennessee Valley once again, into the Memphis, over toward Nashville, south of Nashville, Huntsville, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa along the I-59 corridor, and also heading toward northern Georgia. Some of the northern Georgia suburbs, northern Atlanta suburbs could be experiencing some flood as that water drains into the Chattahoochee River there. Be very careful. Now up north, we have the winter weather advisories in effect for the northern tier of Pennsylvania from Scranton, north of I-80 mainly from Scranton, Wilkes-Barre up through the Catskills and the Adirondacks and the Green Mountains of Vermont and the Berkshires of Massachusetts. So be very careful. Just light snow, just nuisance snow. 1 to 2 inches could be possible, as well as some, some type of mix. And that's one key characteristic of El Nino years. We get more mixing involved because the warm air surges up north as far from the Gulf, and it meets up with that cool, cold air, Canadian air, and it doesn't quite freeze at the surface. So you get a mixture, whereas, you get starts off as snow, then it transitions into a mix of sleet, grapple, or sometimes just straight up freezing rain. So that's what we're going to be seeing more and more of this heading in into the rest of this winter, I believe. And we may get one more pure, true snowstorm for the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic that may be coming as a result of this El Nino year sometime in middle to late February. But right now we're dealing with this warm stretch that we're all thankful for here, as you can see on the radar, and it's causing rain for the majority of the lower 48 as we put it into motion here once again at the National Weather Service radar here. So that's what the models are showing here, at least the GFS model is showing, and that's good news here. So like I said, we have some snow, a little bit of snow coming toward the end of next week, and that possibly can be extended out toward the end of February, the end of January and into the beginning of February. Some snow in the Intermountain West, but no major snowstorms for the next week and a half, and that's just awesome news for the majority of people. So this has been the weather update for you here at the Weather Guru. Please be sure to subscribe for the latest interpretation of weather data for the lower 48 United States. I appreciate all of you guys' support. Leave your comments below on when you think the next snowstorm is going to be dropping here, and your predictions as well. And we'll take care of you. See you soon.